Hey everybody, it's Casey from CaseyFriday.com again. I wanted to talk to you once more about my decision to get rid of my smartphone and my iPod Touch. So the last video I gave you a brief overview of why I wanted to get rid of those. I wanted to go in a little bit more detail in this video because I think it's kind of hard to understand with just one simple conversation why someone would want to get rid of a smartphone in 2012 if you are watching this in 2012. And one of the main reasons that I wanted to get rid of my smartphone is that the email is what I was addicted to. Every time I heard the beep, felt it in my pocket, I would have Gmail push on my Android phone, and then I would also have Exchange Gmail installed on my iPod Touch. So I'd hear the little doink on my Android phone and then the little bell sound on the iPod, and I would just reach for them and have to see the email right away. So I really wanted to break away from that, and a lot of people might say, why don't you just uninstall email from your phone or from your iPod? But it's just not that easy because there's mobile web access to it. So I would have gone back and done it. So that was one of the main reasons. I was very addicted to that, and every time I was in a public situation, I would feel like, I think the magic number was just about 7 minutes. Every 7 minutes I had to reach in my pocket, check the phone, see if there are any new Twitter updates, or go to my favorite tech website and check that out. So I really needed to break away from that. So that's what I did. And today I just got in my new phone, which I'm very excited about. It came in this box. It is a Motorola Razr, and here it is in all of its glory. It's cosmic blue. I got it on Amazon. It was about 50 bucks, and it is nice and thin. Remember back when that was cool, when the phones were thin? And it just looks really cool. I really like the keypad. It's easy to press. The screen it's all right. You know, it's just a phone. So for me, and it's got this nice neoprene back. I love that neoprene stuff. For me, the thing about technology is I want it to be as much as it can be for what I want from it. So if I have a smartphone, I want it to be able to do everything: email, music, web, games, books, videos, all that sort of stuff. And I am really a tech head. I really love technology. And so when I was thinking about what phone am I gonna get, I wanted to make sure that I got a phone that wasn't so cheap that I just felt like a cheap ass, for lack of a better word. I wanted a phone that was kind of cool, had really nice styling, and I've always really liked the Nokia N82. That's one that I've wanted to get for a long time, but it's still something like 200 bucks, and I'm not willing to spend that much money on a phone. So I think the styling of this is much like the styling you would see in some sort of spy movie or something like that. And Jack used it in Lost, the flash forward, the first flash forward that we saw in Lost. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Lost before. So that's why I got this. I like the styling of it, and it's got a good weight, feels nice in the hand. It's very sturdy, very well put together. When you flip it out, it just feels great. So that's the Razr. That's the phone I'm going to be using, and I love it already. I love knowing that this thing just makes calls. I don't have text messaging on my T-Mobile plan as it is right now, and once we go to prepaid, we're still not going to have text messaging. So all this does is phone calls. The camera sucks, so I'm not motivated to use the camera at all, which is awesome. So that's the phone. I've switched to that, and you might be wondering, how am I going to fill the rest of my days if I'm not having this constant Angry Birds, Cut the Rope? What else did I love? Real Racing on iOS. That game is awesome. So I played too much of that. The second device that I got for myself was this, and this is the Nook Simple Touch. Now I'm going to be doing a full review of this pretty soon, but this thing is awesome. This thing goes for $99 at most retailers right now, and I got it for $33 from Staples. Now if you want to know how I do that, I get tons of deals all the time. You can check out lovefreetravel.com, and I wrote a book about how I get deals, and my whole goal is to get miles. But anyway, I got this for 33 bucks, couldn't pass it up. And this thing is really cool because you press the little Nook button at the bottom, and then you slide across the bottom of the screen. Let's see if I got that right. And then you get your book. And the really, really cool thing about this is it only does books. I mean, it's so crippled. I didn't register for it, so I don't have any, I turned off the Wi-Fi and I don't use that at all. But you just go into your library and you got nothing but books in there. And then you click on a book and get right back into the book. And it's as easy as that. So it's really nice. It's got these buttons on the side that you press the button and it turns the page, and the whole screen doesn't go black until you've gone through 6 different pages, and then it refreshes and goes black, which unlike the Kindles, every single Kindle, the screen goes black each time. So it's nice. that the screen refreshes like that. And here is Walt Whitman, in case you were wondering who that is. So anyhow, this device, I've noticed that since I started using it, I have been reading a lot more than I did when I had the Kindle app on my phone. So what I started doing is getting EPUB and Mobi files, sideloading them onto this Nook Simple Touch with a USB cord, and it's got the e-ink display, which makes a ton of difference. And just, it's really, really different because when I'm holding my cell phone, my smartphone, and reading a book, I know that I can go into my email, I can go into the internet, I can play games, I can do all that stuff. But with this, I can just read books, and I seriously sit there and read. I mean, this is just, it's a great size. It's pretty thin. It's very light. It's 0.5 pounds, I think, maybe 0.6 pounds. So anyway, using that, it's just really great to use. And it encourages me to read, and I'm really excited about reading more when I was just browsing the internet before. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be reading some fiction and nonfiction, and probably a bit more fiction because I'm a fan of that. But anyway, this is the Crazer. I'm going to be making another video just because I still think I haven't really gone into complete detail about the way I feel about smartphones and how I feel about switching to dumb phones. So, but I have to say I'm really excited. It's just like I got a new gadget. Even though this doesn't do everything that smartphones do, it looks cool. It feels cool to have this, and not many other people are going to have this phone right now. Actually, this one, this Cosmic Blue, I think I already mentioned this, was only sold in Japan, I believe, so it wasn't even sold in the United States, so it's pretty rare, which is kind of neat. But anyway, that's all I've got for today. If you have comments, questions, post them in the comments section, and I will see you soon.